Hello Toronto, this is Bremen. Let me introduce myself. My name is Glotz-Richter. I'm working for the city of Bremen for the Senate for Building and Environment. Dear organizers and delegates, thank you for the invitation to give you some examples of mobility and its integration into intermodal chains and urban development. But first of all, some facts and figures about our city Bremen. Bremen has a little bit more than 500,000 inhabitants, is located near to the North Sea at the river Weser in the very north of Germany, and has a little bit more than 500,000 inhabitants. The modal split, we have a modal split with a share of a bit more than friendly modes. And cycling 23% and public transport 17% and walking about 20%. And Bremen is famous for two things. One is our beer, Beck's beer, I guess you already had a little bit, and also for the transportation system. For example, our low floor level trams and buses. This is one of the examples of intermodal integration in Bremen. This is a central station, the major interchange between various modes of transport. Between public transport and public transport, as we have a cooperation of all public transport modes in the region, given an umbrella to 35 different operators, and for the user, that means that you have one ticket, one tariff and one information basis for various modes of transport. For rail, for tram, for buses and so on. But this is also the major interchange between public transport and the bike. You know that in Bremen the bike has a share of 23% of all trips of the Bremen population. Here we are in the bike service station directly located at the central station, where commuters, for instance, can leave their bike on their way to work or on their way going home. These are 1,500 guarded storages on this side, plus services like bike repair, bike rental or also bike wash. And you're not only getting spare parts here for your bike, but also all kinds of bike-related information for tourists, because the bike has meanwhile an important role in soft tourism in our area. Another example of integration. To avoid through traffic in our housing neighborhoods, we have created so-called traffic cells with a system of one-way streets, which disattract these streets for cars. But in order to give an incentive for cyclists, these one-way streets are mainly opened for cyclists in the other direction. So we have an open system for cyclists and a closed system for cars. The tram is a backbone of our public transport system. And as you can see, these are low floor level vehicles, which make it easy for any access of handicapped people, of anyone with a pram or bulky luggage. It makes also the embarkment and disembarkment much faster. And as we are quite happy with our tram system, we want to extend it and even to combine heavy rail and tram, which means that the tram will run into the region and you can reach the inner city without any interchange. Well, the tram is running mainly on separated tracks, sometimes in mixed areas with the car traffic, but mainly separated, which make it very fast. And also that the traffic lights are intelligent, so recognizing now that the tram is there, calculating a usual time for embarkment and disembarkment, and then allows to run. What we also have is our real-time information for passengers. And here you can see the next bus 27 will come in 2 minutes, or the next tram number 1 in 10 minutes. And that makes the waiting time for the passenger much more convenient, and we have a very good acceptance of this system by our public transport travelers. So let's get in our tram and let's get a ticket. So this is the system of our electronic ticket, and see, this is quite simple, and the ticket is stored directly on my electronic card. So that's it. Now I have my ticket here on that card, and as a very new thing we have introduced last December, a new combination of bank card, electronic ticket and access to car sharing. And this is known as egg-laying wool milk sow. You may wonder about this term. This is a German term, eierlegende Wollmilchsau, and this is a term with a very positive connotation here. And that means you have one card that fits, which brings together things quite in an unexpected